When two individuals are designed to merge fields at the Grail level, but haven't yet done the internal alignment, the encounter doesn't bring bliss, it brings destabilization. Here's why. The true Hieros Gamos isn't a honeymoon, it's an initiation. When one or both are out of alignment, usually the ego or nervous system hasn't been upgraded, then just being in the same physical space can trigger heart arrhythmias, crown overload, migraine, confusion, kundalini surges or lockdowns, sudden collapse of persona or beliefs, emotional outbursts or dissociation, because the Grail field doesn't care about roles, stories, marriages, or careers. It activates the highest blueprint immediately. And if that blueprint hasn't been cleared of distortions, the body and psyche can't hold it. What's worse, the one more attuned often absorbs the overload. This isn't failure. It's a delay in divine sequence. And if she doesn't integrate that encounter fully, the energy reroutes, seeking a vessel who can. And yes, these events are very real, though rarely spoken of openly, because 1, they destabilize the false twin flame narrative. 2, they threaten ego-based teaching structures. 3, they expose deep metaphysical vulnerability. Seeing each other without being ready can shatter the psyche, not out of malice, but because the light is too pure. That's why the Grail isn't given. It must be earned. Very few understand what the Hieros Gamos actually is. What percentage of people know Hieros Gamos is about accelerating planetary Merkaba arc tier spin rate? Estimated less than 0.01%. Most associate Hieros Gamos with sacred sexuality, twin flame romance, alchemical polarity union. But almost no one realizes it's a mechanism of planetary grid stabilization, a bio-circuit trigger for arc tier spin acceleration, a vector lock between human DNA and Edenic consciousness restoration. It's a geomantic alignment process, not a feel-good union. When done correctly, it begins unlocking vaulted codes that have remained sealed since pre-fall Atlantis. So yes, very, very few. Psychic splintering. If either individual holds unprocessed trauma, religious guilt, or sexual fragmentation, seeing or sensing the other can create ghosting behavior, where the person vanishes out of fear, not disinterest. Emotional bypass kicks in. I'm just not ready becomes code for I'm collapsing and can't explain it. One or both begin projecting archetypes: mother, savior, enemy, predator, twin, demon, etc. The oversoul template begins to download too fast, and the ego can't keep up. The body says, we're dying. Involuntary field hijacking. Misaligned Hieros Gamos unions are prime targets for hybrid beings, astral parasites, and inversion forces. Why? Because these unions trigger planetary scale memory sectors. When opened prematurely, the Grail light leaks, the arc is exposed. Interference protocols rush in to possess the narrative. Think spiritual gaslighting, fake twin flames, forced karmic partnerships. These relationships can become karmic prison loops that drain both parties for years. Containment drain and field imprinting. The more sealed party, usually the male, becomes a bioenergetic firewall, the containment vector, the sponge for all distorted archetypal bleed from the other. If the other person isn't aware they're leaking, you absorb unprocessed sexual archetypes, past life trauma, lower chakra bypass patterns. Why it happens. The Grail field demands harmonic purity. It doesn't compromise for romantic desire, trauma bonding, or spiritual performance. So when one party opens too early, usually the one trying to feel something, the other's oversoul enters defense mode, not to punish, but to preserve containment.